3. Now everybody just clap your hands if you believe it.
Oh, my brother, we gotta be there for one another. We gon' fight, oh yeah, we gon' fight, yeah. Is that alright? Oh, my sister, sweet sister, we can't lose another kid to the system. We gon' fight. Is that alright? I'm gonna lose my peace. If I see another politician lying on TV, we gon' fight. Is that alright? Babe, can you play it real good for me now? I'm tired. We gon' fight. We gon' fight. Ooh, is that alright? It's gonna kill me if I see another black boy dying in the street. We gon' fight. Is that alright? Mama, I don't have any more time for all of the drama. Good God, is that alright? That's what we're gonna do. Is that alright? Listen to me now. I wanna allow my daughter to see another man put his hands on me. We gon' fight. Is that alright? Is that alright? We're gonna fight. Ooh, we gon' fight. We gon' stop standing around. Is that alright? We're gonna fight. Oh Lord, it's gotta be, 'cause that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight, fight to the finish. We're gonna stand in it.
What's going on, good people? It's your man D-Toll from ShopTalk, here to tell you about some freedom gear that you just have to have. As you know, we already have an array of tees, hoodies, phone cases, and more that bear the FDR logo, but now we are expanding to statement tees. You can now get tees that say, "Freedom looks good on you," and another one that says, "Praise the Lord, hallelujah, I'm free." Both tees are available in a ton of colors and sizes and are available now for purchase on the FDR website and app. So either go to freedomradio.com/shop on your web browser, or open the FDR app on your iPhone or Android devices and click the FDR gear icon. On behalf of the whole team at Freedom Radio, we appreciate all of your consistent support, and we know that freedom looks good on you. What is going on, y'all? It is your man D Toll. It is another day's journey, and I am super D duper glad about it. Want to welcome everybody to Shop Talk, everyone's favorite show, right here on everyone's favorite network. You know what it is, children. It is freedomradio.com. Before we do anything, you know what you got to do. You got to do me that solid. You got to do me that favor. You got to get on the phone, call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, Threads, whatever it might be. But you know who you got to tell. You got to tell your mama and them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious them, Nut Nut them, Pojo them. Let them all know that we are live right here, right now on the Freedom Radio family of networks. We're streaming live both on Facebook as well as we're streaming on YouTube. And first of all, again, we are glad to have you hanging out with us. For those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. We do this every week right here on these same networks, these same channels at the same time, every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So those of you who might be tuning in for the first time, again, welcome. We're glad to have you hanging out with us. Feel free to chime in the chat and make things happen, and we'll give a shout out to you in just a second. But I want to just say, hey, today is going to be a great day. We've got a lot of great things to share. And with that being said, let me give a couple of quick early morning shout outs. First of all, on YouTube, my homie out in the ATL, Cheryl Galloway, is in the building. What is going on? Shout out to Gay Harris, my neighbor from down the street around the corner. Doot, doot. And she is there. And then also, wait a minute, hold on. My homie, Lachelle Crump, Lala, is in the building. Lala, girl, what's going on? We got to holler sooner than later. Listen, we've got a lot of things going. So if you've never tuned into Shop Talk and you try to figure out what did I tune into, what did I catch, don't you worry about it. It's, you know what it is. It's that good barber shop, beauty shop, that coffee shop, that nail shop, that donut shop talk where literally no person and no subject is off limits. Shout out to Ashley Monet. What up, though? I see you. Yeah, Lala, we do this every week. Girl, we got to holler. We got to get you or some of your artists to be on this show. Shout out to Ashlyn Cole. Joining us somehow on Facebook. I don't know. I guess she's multitasking, but she's doing her thing. And with that being said, let's get ready to bring up our first co-host. But before we do that, if you didn't know, my name is Demetrius Tollfree. It literally says that right there on the screen. And of course, you can hit me up and follow me everywhere on social media at DTollfree. That's Facebook, that's Twitter, X if you use it. That is on Instagram and everywhere else that you find social media. You can find me there at DTollfree. All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's get ready to bring up our first co-host out in. Let's see. Nope, I'm still trying to put her in Pittsburgh, but out in Hercules of California, my home girl. I got a chance to see her last night. I got a chance to lay my eyes on her. She took some pictures. I haven't seen the pictures yet, but got a chance to hang out with her last night in the flush, as my grandmother would say. My homie and yours. Let's bring her up without further ado. The incredibly talented Ashlyn Tara Cole. Ashlyn, girl, what is going on?
What is going on, good people? I'm in I would call these my scrubs. Okay, I'm in my scrubs. I've been working out every morning, and today I got out early. Yesterday I hiked for 4 miles. And I'm talking about hike. I'm not talking about walk. I'm talking about hike. And I want y'all to know this is gonna be a shameless Freedom Radio plug, but I want y'all to go get this shirt. Okay, can y'all see? It might be backwards, but that says "Get Fly in July." Okay. And I believe D told that people can go to the Freedom Radio app and look in merchandise and get a t-shirt. D told we have these available, correct? On the site.
I think it's still there. I haven't looked for that. Now, the funny thing is
still there now. I didn't wore it, I didn't plugged it, I didn't promoted it. It's July 2nd, y'all. It's time. Let's get fly in July. Okay. So if it's not available, I'll fix that today.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I'm leaving in a few hours, and packed in my bag is my Get Fly in July T-shirt. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm wearing it, whether I wear it on the beach, whether I wear it to dinner or wherever it is I'm going to be, whether I wear it in the airport. Yeah, I'm going to be promoting Freedom Radio. Obviously, I promote Freedom Radio all the time. You saw me last night
Yeah.
wearing a Freedom Radio T-shirt
Yes,
as I
you
was
were.
at an event. And so, yeah, no, I still promote Freedom Radio everywhere I go. And you are right, Ashlyn. We should put forth an effort to get
Yes,
fly in July.
absolutely. It only takes a little bit of effort, and that's the thing. It's like, we talk about like 6 degrees of separation, but literally, if you give 1% more effort today than you did yesterday, in 10 days, you'll have 10% more effort.
Yeah,
In 30 days, you have 30% more effort. So 1% effort every single day. Just do something. Walk a mile. Walk a half a mile. If you ain't walking at all, walk a half a mile. Walk a mile, then walk a mile and a half. You understand what I'm saying? So just put one foot in front of the other. But I'm just tired of going to funerals. Let me just leave it there. I'm tired of going to funerals. I've had too many funerals. I've had 5 family members pass this year alone. I'm talking about family, and 3, 4 church members. I'm like, there's too many funerals. Anyway. Let's get moving. Detail had that campaign. Get your big tail up. Okay, that might be the thing. Okay.
yeah,
Shout out to Tracy J. Wilson. Shout out to Ashley Monet.
yeah.
Yeah, let's get fly in July. Let's just take the next, we're in the second, so let's take the next 30 or so days and just do something towards your physical well-being, your
Absolutely.
physical health.
I love it.
Because that cardio, that's gonna keep you alive for longer than any diet. All that diet is very, 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 very important. But you got to get that cardiovascular. And speaking of cardiovascular, Dito, he went and had a cardiovascular workout last night with his shout at church last night. You was shouting. I thought you was gonna jump out of your skin. My
No,
God, today, when I tell you the Holy Ghost had his way in that place, we was jumping and shouting. And then he said, I'm doing this. I'm just showing you what I've been doing all week. I didn't show up to this event just now praising the Lord. I've been praising him all week. So that
yeah,
shout out to you. You did an amazing job hosting last night. What a beautiful event honoring Mama Lola. And just absolutely was a wonderful event. Great to see the Bay Area really show up.
yeah.
In
Yeah,
numbers
we had a
last
great time last night. And again, shout out to Lionel Holloman Jr., LJ, as we know him, for putting forth that great effort. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get going. Let's get ready to bring up our next co-host, someone else that I got a chance to see last night, hanging out with Ashlyn and was in the building. Again, we took pictures. I haven't seen the pictures, but I'm sure
Oh,
Ashlyn will get them to me at some point.
I haven't
Anyway,
posted that.
it's all good. Anyway, let's get ready to bring up Ashlyn's bestie, also in the city of Hercules, my guy. Without further ado, Ja'Cory Proto in the building. Ja'Cory, man, what is going on?
What is going on is it's hot and I left the window open, so I don't have no voice. But praise the Lord, everybody. I'm happy to be in the house and in the number.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad to have you hanging out with us, man. We're going to talk about that as well. But let's get ready to bring up our next co-host, normally in Charlotte, North Carolina, but she's on location today. I believe she's in St. Louis, Missouri, if my memory serves me correct. My homie and yours, the creative genius behind Freedom Radio and so many others, great flyers and events. Yolanda Wild Praise Morant puts together so many great flyers, so many great logos, and so many great things that she does. And we're happy to have her a part of our team. Let's get ready to bring her up, my homegirl and yours, Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. Girl, what is going on?
Hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Can you hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you. All is well. Yes.
Okay, cool. Now there's probably gonna be some dings and daps, and somebody's at the door, and a bit beyond my control. But yeah, I'm in St.
Come on,
Louis.
knock on my
Hi.
door.
It is
Oh, do you know
always
the
good. I'm
song?
not mad at it. I am glad to have you hanging out with us. Let's get ready to get this show going. And normally I have my iPad right here, but I got it packed up because I'm doing some other things. Anyway, let's get ready to talk real quick about today's National Day. I only have only one National Day today, and that is today is National Wildfire Firefighter Day. I'm gonna say it again because it's a tongue twister.
Say that 3 times fast.
I can't do it fast because I'll have an aneurysm. But anyway, National Wildfire
Wildfire firefighter.
Firefighter Day.
Wildfire
Wildfire
firefighter.
firefighter.
Wildfire
Oh.
Wildfire fire.
firefighter.
No, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Wildfire firefighter. Wildfire firefighter. Wildfire firefighter.
Yeah, that part. Yeah. Anyway, it is a day that we commemorate the great men and women that fight wildfires around the country, and so we want to shout them out and let them know that today is their day. I got a firehouse literally around the corner from me, and I see them. They've been cleaning I guess we got new fire trucks, so they've had them out on display for the last couple of days. When I drive by today, I'm like, doop doop, and let them know, yo, I'm praying for them. But go ahead, Ashley.
I heard that y'all got a Safeway out there now.
Absolutely. Not only a Safeway, but a Safeway gas. We got a Safeway gas station.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, we moving up
Safeway
the
gas
road.
is the truth. Let me tell you, I used to go out of my way to go to Costco to get gas, but this Safeway gas out here be the low. That Safeway is, I don't know who they get their gas from, but please keep renewing that contract because that gas be woo-wee.
Yeah.
I don't even have to go but 1.5 blocks and I can get a good old fresh tank of gas for like $50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you shop at Safeway, obviously you can put your phone number in like I did. And yesterday when I gassed up on my way to Oakland, I got 50 cents off per gallon. So I was rocking and rolling and making things happen. So
I think my
That's when
children
you
are using my points. I think my
that's when you're
children.
supposed to call us to pull up to come behind you and be
no,
like,
my
look,
bad,
here
man.
we
My bad. Anyway,
Right. I
shout
think my
out to
children are
Deshaun
using my
Little.
points. Yeah, because I haven't
That's
got
what you gotta
points
do. You
on.
gotta save your money. Shout out to my guy Deshaun Little in the building. Thank you, man. He telling me thank you for supporting last night. Of course, we always do that. We support
Yes.
everything Bay Area. I was mentioning that last night. Everything was going so fast. I had some other things I wanted to say last night, but I didn't get a chance to say them. But absolutely, Deshaun, man, we always appreciate you. Shout out to Lady AJ Nears. She says she hasn't been in here in a long time, but we are glad to have you hanging out. And I also want to just mention my homie Cheryl Galloway, who was talking about you, Ashton, when we was talking about the get your big tail up as we get ready to go back to that campaign. She said that Tuesdays and Thursdays, she said she's working out and that is non-negotiable.
That's right.
I am not mad at it. All right, y'all, let's keep things going really quick and let's get ready for today's birthdays. We have 4. We have 4 today, and I'll get through them as quickly as I can. He's a now NBA champion with the Boston Celtics. Derek White, today is his 30th birthday, so happy birthday to him. Also, former wrestler. If you've ever watched wrestling, you know about the Hart family and Bret Hart. Bret Hart, former WWE wrestler, turns 67 today, so happy birthday to him. Also, NASCAR driver. I keep up with it kind of, but not really, but I've been watching NASCAR off and on all my life. Incredible driver, Richard Petty. Today is his 87th birthday.
Wow.
And last but not least, passed on a few years back in 1993 to be exact, but the former judge, Thurgood Marshall, incredible person. Those of you who keep up with Black history, you can't talk about Black history without mentioning the name of Thurgood Marshall. Born in 1908, passed in 1993. Today would have been his birthday. And you know how we do it, Ashlyn. This is when I throw it out to you for you to encourage people during this season. The virtual floor is now yours.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. I do have a couple honorable mention birthdays. Today would have been or is Medgar Evers' birthday, civil rights leader. He passed in 1963. But today is also his birthday. And Jose Canseco, for those A's fans and baseball fans, Jose Canseco is 60 today. 60 years old today. That is absolutely amazing. There's some others, but we're gonna leave it just at that. Look, today is your birthday. I want you to celebrate big. You know why? Because you serve a great big God who made you and shaped you and fortified you and built you and molded you and broke you and then put you back together again in the way that he would have you to go. I need you to look in the mirror and say, God, you did that thing right there, and say happy birthday to you. So from all of us here at Shop Talk and Freedom Radio, happy birthday.
Great stuff. Appreciate you with that, Ashlyn. And again, those of you having birthdays, anniversaries during this time, on behalf of us at Freedom Radio, you're right, Ashlyn. Happy birthday. All right, y'all, we're going to get things going. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. And the reason why today's show is going to be a little bit different is because I've been waiting to say this for a long time, and I know I should have said this to Ashlyn and Yolanda and Ja'Cory and Demetrius. I should have said this to them offline first and then shared it to our listening audience. I know they're gonna use some special words for me later, but we're going to do a different format today because I have some different people who have been watching us from afar. I had some people who've been listening to us from afar, and they made it known that they want to do something with the Shop Talk team. Many of you know we are a radio station. I know we are doing this on Facebook and YouTube, but we are a radio station. And of course, there are many of radio stations around the country always looking for great content. I've been approached by at least 7, if not 9 different radio stations that want to bring Shop Talk to their network. And so, yes, yeah, we're looking to expand. So the Shop Talk brand is looking, it may be very soon, like within the next few weeks, expanding to some different networks. So I am excited about that. Yeah, you can pop your collar, tip your hat, do whatever you got to do. So shout out to all of you who help make Shop Talk a great success every week. And we're looking forward to expanding our brand. And it's all because we have great listeners and great supporters just like you. And with that being said, let me bring up this first thing. Did any of you see the presidential debate last week?
No, but I heard it was terrible.
Good Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
I heard it was like
So-
2 kids arguing. It was just.
It reminded me of going to the rest home.
To the rest home. I was not expecting you to say that.
Nope, not me neither. Jesus.
So can I
Caught me
share
off
with you
guard
my
with
little
that.
shout out to my cousin Arlington. We're here putting my auntie to rest. And so we were on the
Yeah.
car coming back from the country in the sticks, right? And he said, "Did you watch the debate?" I said, "Oh my God, he's having a whole conversation with me." And he said, "Did you watch the debate?" I said, "I didn't see it, cousin." He said, "We're cooked." We're cooked. We don't have
Yeah.
we don't have nothing. I heard it was terrible. It was
Yeah,
just
so it's amazing that you mentioned that, Yolanda. Here is the thing about it. I didn't watch all of it, but I saw the highlights of it. And I was actually at the gym because I was get your big tail up. I was trying to work some things out, so I missed it. But I saw the highlights, and some interesting things were mentioned in the highlights. Apparently, current President Biden was having some issues getting his words out, or and was kind of stuttering. And even though he was prepared, he might have been over prepared, and it might have been to his detriment. But from what I saw, this is crazy. People were saying that they feel like he should back out, President Biden, and I don't know if that has ever happened at this stage in the game, but people were saying that literally he should back out and just bow out gracefully and allow another candidate
That ain't gonna
to
work.
potentially take his place. I don't know how it's going to happen. People were saying it's never been done before, but there is a certain time period in which he could do that. I don't know, but Yolanda, your cousin was right. We might be cooked.
I mean, if he
Yeah.
bags out, if what's his number? 46. Okay. So if he bags out, 45. So if he bags out, if first of all, I don't think anybody again should be able. This is in all due respect for real, because I'm not trying to lose anything. If you are over like 65, 60, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't run, actually. Because we do need people to have wisdom. But if you're like over 65, you should not run. The mental stress, I'm sure that it does to you, just mentally, has to be very overwhelming. Barack came in with black hair. He left with gray.
Yeah,
I mean, just the
absolutely.
mental stress alone, right? And so this is kind of, I mean, and be honest with you, I know people are laughing, but it's really sad. Like they showed this clip that's keeps rotating, where he's at the Juneteenth event. Kirk Franklin is
Oh
performing, and
yeah.
he's
Oh yeah.
literally
Yeah.
still. And I don't think he was still because it was like, ooh, shock black people. I think he was still because he could not move.
Yeah.
His
I saw
eyes
that.
literally didn't even blink.
Well, I was asking honestly if he had Parkinson's, because I watched the whole
That's
thing. I'm
too
like,
hard.
and I don't like to speak disease on people, but I've been around a long time, and I mean, I've been around people long enough to be able to see something's going on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's too much going on in the world to put him in the state that he's in. He's already in a state of shock. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let me jump, because my blood is boiling. I feel like I'm gonna jump out of my skin. Okay, so yes, he's old. Yes, he is older than he should be for president. But I feel like we need to focus less on the superficial things. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the country. Less on the superficial things, and really focusing on the true issue. While that debate was going on, the Supreme Court, who we trust with supreme decisions in this country, gave Donald Trump immunity. With 34 felony counts, he should not be allowed or eligible to run. But while we were focusing on the debate, while we were talking about how old Biden is and what a shim sham it was, as my mother would say, they were in a closed room making decisions to give Donald Trump the straight line to the White House. Okay, so if you think that pockets are not being lined, you're delusional. If you think that this election is not about money, you're delusional. Or you're in denial, one of the two. So what I want us to do as a community is to remember Kamala Harris is vice president. If Biden steps down, so does Kamala Harris. If Biden runs and wins, and God forbid anything happens to him, Kamala Harris is our president.
Perspective.
People don't think about that. People are like writing him off. Yes, he needs some help. But in this election, dare I say, we must vote for what we don't want. And what we don't want is another 4 years with Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not respect the American people. He certainly does not respect minority people. I don't know what he's talking about, black jobs. I don't know what black jobs are. I don't know what black or brown jobs are. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then Google it and watch the conversation that he said. He's trying to manipulate. He's trying to maneuver. He's trying to get in so that he can dismantle the country. He wants to dismantle politics. He wants to dismantle voting rights. He wants to dismantle women's rights. He wants to dismantle everything good that this country has built up towards. And are we in disarray right now? Yes, because look, God is not the author of confusion. And so when you look around and you see confusion, I need you to recognize that God did not write that. He didn't allow that. That is a trick of the enemy. Confusion is a trick of the enemy, and that's what's happening. So I need y'all to put your glasses on. I need y'all to put your thinking caps on. I need y'all to look past the circus, and I need y'all to really, really focus in on what this election can and will do if Donald Trump is elected. There is no getting around. We saw it. There's no getting around the vote. We saw it. Donald Trump tried very hard to pay people off, to change the votes. He tried to pay people at Atlanta. He went to Georgia. He tried to say that Georgia falsified the votes. We saw it. Remember these things. We're how quickly we forget, right? So just think real good and vote in a way for what you don't want. Because if we sit back and we say, I don't want to participate in this vote because it's two fools trying to make, if you sit back and don't do anything, I promise you we're going to look at another 4 years of Donald Trump. If we sit back and we say, I don't want to participate in this vote, I'm striking the vote, I'm protesting the vote, in essence, you're voting for Donald Trump.
But honestly,
and that's definitely not something that we want to run into. As a matter of fact, some of the people who were talking about this mentioned that they would rather vote for Joe Biden in the state that he's in than to ever vote for Donald Trump, because as you mentioned, and you know, beyond the Joe Biden is the whole cabinet that he has around him. You're right. He has the Kamala Harris's that could potentially, you know, step into that position if something, you know, God forbid, happens to him. So I'm with you. I hear you. So this is definitely a season that we need to vote.
I need to calm down.
Probably.
It's being so heated. Hold on.
you're turning violet.
Yeah, probably the second most important election of our time.
Wow.
Obviously 2020 was a very important election, but this one probably is just as important, if not more important, than the 2020 vote. So please, ma'am, if you have not registered to vote, please, ma'am, please, sir, go out and register to vote. And I know what you're saying. You know, I'm only one person. My vote won't really matter. Listen, you need to realize and understand that in times like these, every single vote is necessary, and every single vote does.
How many people
count.
you got in your household? Anybody over 18 can vote. You got kids, you got elderly that do a mail-in ballot and help them fill out their ballot. Do an absentee ballot. They'll send it to the house. Everybody that's over 18 gets a vote. If you obviously there are reasons that you wouldn't qualify, but anybody over 18 should qualify.
And also, to back that up, I think it's a good season for the church to step up, because I think the thing is, with the voting situation, we're missing 2 or 3 generations don't understand and don't want to understand the reason why. Even if there was seasons where I would just go act like I was doing SATs just because we had the right to vote.
Come on.
But now we're in a season, because even if you just look at the way the BET Awards was going on, them people, when they was talking about voting, it was going over their head. But we're in a season where that needs to be the conversation at every dinner table. Because in a minute, they're going to take the table from under you and you're going to be holding the plate in your lap.
Come on.
That's good, Corey. Yeah, and can I add just one last thought? I know sometimes people feel like they don't have a reason. It's like, why? I agree with Ashley. You should vote. But let me just give you a reason, right? Your grandmother, your great-grandmother, your great-grandfather, your uncle, your aunt, they stood in line. They once didn't even have the right because of the skin. So if you can't find another reason, just let me give you one. Okay.
Right.
Your great-grandmother walked miles and miles, stood in lines just so she could have the right. If you don't find any other reason, use that reason. They sacrificed so you could. That's to me, that's enough reason. And your vote is your choice. You know, no one's judging you for whatever your choice is. But just vote. Right. I totally agree. You do matter. And I get it. I always felt like, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just one person. But that thought can multiply. And then we're back where we started.
Yeah, Absolutely. I love it. And let me just throw this one comment that I meant to put up a little earlier from my homie, Cynthia Lewis. Cynthia chimes in and just simply says that her mother is 86 and her father is 88. And she says, there's no way on earth I would let my mom or dad be on or do anything like that. This time of their life, it should be enjoying themselves, vacationing, traveling, and seeing their grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
That is all, all alone. And she says, I am a care provider. And shout out to you for being a care provider, Cynthia. She says she's a care provider, and I live with it. And I love the life I live with my parents. Again, absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
Great comment, and love to make that happen. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to turn a little bit of a corner and make some things happen. This is just a quick sporty news thing. We'll keep it going. Those of you from the Bay Area, I'm sure by now you've heard that Klay Thompson, formerly, now I got to say formerly of the Golden State Warriors, but spent 13 years with Golden State Warriors, has decided in free agency to leave Golden State and picks up a 3-year, $50 million contract with the Dallas Mavericks. I really hated to see him go. I thought that if we could have made a couple of decent moves in free agency, we might have could have made another run for a championship. Not saying that we still can't, but it gets a little harder without our number 2 shooter, Klay Thompson. Ashton, I know you're from the Bay. Jacory, I know you're from the Bay. We're, obviously Golden State Warriors fans. I mean, Ashton, tell me what you think about this whole thing.
I mean, from a personal standpoint, I'm sad. That's the dream team to me. That's the Warriors. That's Klay and that makes me really sad. From a business standpoint, get your money, bro. You've been in the league
Get your money.
with the Warriors for 13 years. They just gave you a 3-year, $50 million contract. Get your money, bro. Go take care. He's not. I don't even know. Is he married? I don't think he's married or he has kids. I think he's one of the few people on the team that doesn't have real solid roots here with the family and kids in school. He's solo dolo. Go get your money. That's from a business standpoint, okay? 13 years in the league, and they're offering you a 3-year contract. That's in any sport. That's amazing. That is a blessing from the Lord. Get your money. So yeah, it's gonna be sad, but I do know that every dynasty has to come to an end. Yeah. Every every era, there are seasons, right? There's winning seasons and there's rebuilding seasons. And so I think that Steph Curry is still very viable and can definitely carry the team. He's going to need some support. And so they're going to need to make some moves. But there's 2 sides of this coin. But the bigger side to me is get your money, boo. Go take care of your legacy. Go build. Maybe your wife is in Texas. You just don't know. Maybe that is really the path where you can go build up a team. And why should we be selfish? Why should we be holding? And we do this. We feel like we got to be selfish and hold on to somebody's gift for ourselves. Let that man go and bring his gift to somebody else. Go bless the people somewhere else. That's just my little humble opinion.
Yeah, I love it. I'm not mad at it. The funny thing, he had options. Funny thing was the Lakers were trying to get Klay, and they were going to offer him a deal to where he got $20 million a year. I think he's getting 15 or something like that now, whatever it is, 16, whatever it is. But the Lakers were going to offer him a little more to come and play for them. But I think he's trying to figure a way to get one more ring. And obviously Dallas, was in the finals this year. Didn't win, but they were in the finals. And maybe Klay is thinking, maybe he could be that one more player to get them over that hurdle with that championship experience, and maybe see what happens from there. But we wish him luck. We hope that all things go well for him, and we'll see what happens. All right, y'all, let's keep things going. We're going to get ready to move on to our next subject. And we're going to get ready to talk about 2024. We've got a lot of things. It's awards season. Ashton, we would talk a little bit offline about this, but later this month in the city of Las Vegas, we have the 2024 or 2024 Stella Awards that will be in Las Vegas. And this is one of those things You know, I'm an artist. Ashton's an artist. Jacory's an artist. Uh, Yolanda, do you consider yourself an artist yet, or what do you consider yourself? No
Yes.
shade. I mean,
No, I'll
okay.
take
So
shade.
then,
Yes. Yes.
okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
No, that was no
Today.
shade. I just, some people. It's hard. Sometimes we classify people that don't have recorded music. We don't always classify them as an artist. So no shade at Yolanda. I just wanted to find out
No, I'm
personally where she
taking.
classifies herself. It's all good. So again,
Mhm.
I'm an artist. Ashlyn, Jacory, Yolanda, we're all artists, and in gospel music. And this should be for us the most exciting weekend of the year. But I don't know if everyone is feeling the excitement that should be in the air. Uh, so, Ashlyn, who, in my opinion, I look at Ashlyn to be a star. You know, she's knocking on the door of 100,000 followers on Instagram, and she's going singing on stages around the country, doing her thing, making things happen. Sunday best contestant from season 10. And Ashlyn, I don't feel like you have the unction, the steam, the excitement that should go along with the biggest weekend in gospel music. So, I mean, tell me, what are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Oh
Where we
my
at?
I'm gonna get Jacory later. Just know that I'm gonna get him later because I got a phone call this morning from Charlene Moore. Jacory told me, you don't want to go to the Stellars. And now
Child.
here let me this is good that we're talking about this, okay? This is good. When we first started talking about this as a unit, wait, no, you can put me back with the group. Put me back with the group. I want to see everybody's face. When we first started talking about this as a group, I was excited. I was like, we're gonna go as a group, Freedom Radio. We're gonna get media passes. We can set up. Jacory and I could even do a Better Together thing on the red carpet, or we could do a Freedom Radio thing with Dito. We could have our presence be known. We can do this as a group, right? This is what I was thinking. I got my plane ticket because the tickets were cheap that day on a Tuesday with Southwest. And I have a timeshare, which happens to be down the road from where the Stellars are going to be. I was set. I was like, great. Then I started really trying to find out because I said to y'all, I don't know. I've never been to the Stellars. I don't know how it goes. I don't know do I need to get tickets? Do I need to what do I need to do? So I started inquiring. And it was just one closed door after another closed door after another closed door after another closed door. And Jacory, God has blessed him in a way that he has, and Yolanda attested to this last year. He just has a way where he shows up somewhere and he just has an open door. He's just constantly living in an open door season. And he just shows up and people recognize him or they see him, or he doesn't even ask the question. He just walks in like he knows he belongs there. That is Jacory's gift. That is not my gift. That's not my gift. And the idea, so I haven't gotten any invitations. We're going to make this real clear. I haven't gotten any invitations to any events. I have seen all the flyers, and I did reach out to several people, and it was not confirmed that there was an invitation for me to be there. I spoke to some experts in gospel music that all said the same thing. Do you have a project that you're promoting? The answer is no. Do you have something that do you have a flyer, a QR code, something that you can? No, all my stuff is on social media. Okay, so they said, well, maybe you should wait till next year. Those were the experts. These were the experts of the Stellars. Okay, great. I heard all that. The idea of me going to the Stellars, hoping somebody's going to recognize me and invite me in, or hoping that I make a connection, or hoping that we get into this thing or over, it is like my worst nightmare. I need to be prepared. I need to know where I'm going. I need to know who my contact is. I need to know that they know that I'm coming and that this is how my brain works. And if I'm not making a contribution, I want to be there as an observer. I want to be involved in all of it. I want to sit in the audience. I'm not trying to get on nobody's stage. I didn't ask anybody for me to perform. I was not looking to perform, but I want to be in the room. I want to be a part of it.
Thank you.
So that's all fine and good. And I know Ja'Cory has a big old attitude with me right now, and that's fine. But the bottom line, I have not heard God say go. I have been in prayer about it. I have asked him. I have said, God, I have a plane ticket. I have a room. I have all the things. And he has been quiet. He has not said go. He has not said not go. I'm not going to just go on my own will and lean on my own understanding, because that's not what the word says. And if I say, God, I need you to order my steps in your word, then I'm going to stand on the word. And I have not heard him say go. I've heard everybody else say go. I've had people get it. Charlene she had an attitude with me this morning.
So that means, though, honestly, people are seeing something in you that you don't see in yourself. If you listen back to it,
the authority over my life is God. The final say comes from God. And I need him. If I'm not sure, I need confirmation from him. If I'm not sure. And so that to me is that's the final say. And so I understand I should be in the house, but whose house? What house? Where?
But it's not. That's why I think you need to go so you can experience that. It's so many trains going at once, to where even if you just sitting, honestly, if you sit inside of the casino and the people are walking by, there's execs, there's everybody it's like a big festival. And my thing is, I feel as though you are in gospel music, so it's not about a stage. Your face does its thing on its own, but no one can force you to do it. It's just like when you went to Sunday Best. It was on a hope and a prayer. We didn't know the door was just going to be open. I was
invited to Sunday Best.
But there was things you had to do to be invited.
There was, but I was invited to Sunday Best. I had a reason to be there. I don't want to ever be looked at as an opportunist. Never. I never ever want anyone to look at me as an opportunist. Oh, you just showed up in Vegas hoping for somebody to sign you, or hoping for somebody to recognize you. Oh, you just thought you was so big from social media. Oh, you just think that you all of that and somebody's just going to pick you up. That is not who I am.
Well, no, but there is so much more to it.
Can I offer a thought? So let me say this to you. I go every year. He said a good question. Do you consider yourself an artist? At one point, I did not, because I did not have a record as of yet. Thank you, God. And Maurice Rogers actually one day corrected me. He said, you are an artist. You just don't have the record yet. So that's number one, right? You have to walk in the spaces that you want to be in. I've been going to the Stellars for years, and I don't have a record, right? I never go to get acknowledged. I go because I get to see all these people that I love, my friends, whatever, at one time. But I will tell you this. Last year, I was not going to go. Going with Ja'Cory was the best experience I've had since I've ever went. Let me tell you, I looked for nothing. I looked for absolutely, positively nothing. I walked in that room that day that we ended up singing behind these artists. We sat down. The promoter recognized me. I didn't even know he knew my name. He recognized me from the last trip that we did with Kevin Lemons in LA. And he said, don't you say, I didn't even know he knew my name. So I just want to encourage you. I think sometimes God doesn't talk because he doesn't have to. Right? God doesn't have to tell you to go to the bank to deposit money because you just know to do it. So while I definitely acknowledge that all steps should be ordered, everything should be ran through him, I just think there are times when he says, this is really a choice. Just because you're going doesn't mean you're looking for an opportunity. It means you were there. You were in the room. Sometimes you need to be present. People cannot support what they don't. I just posted this morning. People cannot support what they don't know about. They cannot support me if they don't know I do graphics. They can't support the Glam Room if I don't encourage Queen to promote it. If I don't tell people that, if I don't do my part that I do with Higher Calling, how are you going to know that we have 3 albums? People cannot support what they don't know about Ashland. So I get it. But just because you're there doesn't mean you're greedy and you're looking for an opportunity. You
So
were
what are they
there. You were
supporting?
present.
Well, what
The
would they be?
present. The point of you being there is to be present. The point of you being there is to be around. You don't have to be at everything. There's going to be 899 things going on. You don't have to be at every event. Choose whatever you want to go to and just go in the audience and be there. I think sometimes what we forget about artists is support. And when you're just in the room and somebody looks out and they see your face and you don't know that they're a fan of you, they see
Period.
your face,
I
that
agree.
does something
I,
to them
I
in their heart, right?
agree with
So you
you.
don't have to. I just want to encourage you.
I agree with
We
you.
love you,
What I
but
need
just
is
go.
what I need is if you want me to be at an event, then I need to have a ticket to an event. This is
Why do you
the
have to have a? Yeah,
this
but
is
you can have a ticket.
this is the technicality that I think is not clear. I don't want to ever walk up to like I ain't been saved all my life. But back in the day, I used to walk up to the club and they'd be like, you can't come in because you don't have a ticket. That's the worst feeling in the world. You get totally dressed
Sure.
up, you do all of these things, you prepare yourself, you want to like be supporting all of that stuff, and you get to the front door and they're like, you can't come in.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't
but you
happen.
have to buy a ticket. I mean,
That
without
would
taking longer than we should.
Okay, so then that's my question. Who's gonna buy the tickets?
Yeah, but every event, number one, every event doesn't cost. Some events are going to be totally free. Some
Okay.
events don't cost a
This is
lot.
the
They
part
may
that's
be.
hard for me because I don't have a budget to buy tickets. Now I didn't
Okay,
know
that's
we
fair.
were this transparent, but I don't want to go to Vegas and I don't have money in my pocket to spend on the food that I want to eat, the drinks
Sure.
that I want to drink, the fellowship
The
that I
drinks you
want
want
to
to drink, water free. Get your big tail up, water free.
But I do think, and if I can cut in,
Y'all are skipping over this issue that I'm trying
no,
to
I hear you.
No, we're
I
not
hear
at
you.
all.
because I'm not going. People want to think that I'm rich and I got all this money from Sunday Best. Didn't nobody make $1 off of Sunday Best? Not $1.
Yeah, I know.
So people want to think that I got it all together and I don't. And I'm getting emotional because this is like I don't talk about this stuff. But the struggle is real. And you want me to go to Vegas and make it look like I got all this money and make this outfit come together like I got it all together. And my hair is done and my makeup is done and my jewelry is on point and my shoes are and all of this stuff. And I'm fronting because I can't pay my rent. So how does that make sense? If you're going to go to an event and spend all this extra and make it look like it's something when it's not. It's a glass house.
Understood.
And so I'm like, this is where I'm trying not to like be super transparent, but I'm not trying to go to Vegas with no money in my pocket and be
Understood.
walking
Yes,
around like begging, hopefully this person will put me on. Hopefully maybe this person will pay for my food. Maybe this person will blah, blah, blah. I'm not in a season right now where I can go to Vegas and make it look like I have it all together. So hoping that a producer sees me or an exec sees me or an artist sees me or somebody sees me, I'm like, I'm not in a position to do that. Ashlyn Cole Sunday Best, great. The struggle is real. I love the Stellars. I love gospel music. I want to be in the room and support. I'm the first person to be like, go, go, go. I want to support everybody else. But I don't have the resources right now to make that happen. So I love y'all for pushing me. I love everybody for wanting me to be in the room. I'm not in a position to do it right now. Now, if somebody said, you know what? We want to support you. Here's $1,000. Get your outfit together. Get your whatever. Here's $1,000 for you to go to Vegas. We want you to represent and support. Then I will reconsider. But up until that point, I don't have the resources to do the trip like I want to do the trip.
Yes, ma'am.
So then, I mean, so what it comes down to then, Ashlyn, and this is no shade, then you have to do what's logical for you. Nobody knows you, your situation, any of those things better than you. So you will have to do what's best for you. And if that means you ultimately don't go, you won't hear me say nothing because I don't think that I'm going, to be honest with you. And it's not because of lack of funds, but I do have a job and I only got a certain amount of time off work. to make, for vacation and stuff like that. So I have to do logical things for me. So, listen, end of the day, Ashlyn, only thing that's going to work is what you know is going to work for you. And I don't want you to go down there and be strapped. I get it. I mean, I know I was joking about water. I was just messing with you. But I want you to be comfortable and feel like you're at your best. And if you feel like you're not going to be at your best, no shade, no issue.
Yeah, totally
End of the
agree.
day, you have to do what's best for Ashlyn Cole. And just to jump back on what Yolanda was saying about, maybe the Lord's not speaking on stuff, because some things are logical. Some things are not, some things are just, it makes, what makes sense. And so if this is not a weekend where you need God to move mountains and stuff like that for you to be there, hey, no problem. Do
Mm-hmm.
what is best for Ashlyn. Nobody's going to look at you any differently. Nobody's going to think about you any differently. We just was pushing you because we want you to get the exposure that we believe that is due to your name.
Mm-hmm.
Catch that.
Right.
We want you to get the exposure that you think that we believe and that is due to your name. So I'm not trying to make you get emotional. I'm not trying to make you cry. I just want God's best for you. And the bottom line is, my thoughts are not his thoughts. My ways are not his ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I might think might be the best thing for me may not be in God's timing. So you are right, Ashlyn. You have to move in the same heartbeat and the same steps that God has ordered for you. And at the end of the day, if next weekend or the other weekend that's coming up, when this comes up, if that's not the weekend for you, then hey, we gonna push
It's
those
just
that do
not.
go, and we will get ready for whatever's gonna be the next event. Because listen, the Stellars is not the end of your story. It ain't
Nope.
even the beginning of your story. It's just another rung in the ladder to your success. So at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, and don't feel bad, Ashlyn, about whatever decision you ultimately make. Do not feel bad and don't second guess whatever is the ultimate decision that you make. Because at the end of the day, we all love you. Thank you, Crystal Lene, for chiming in. We all love you. We all appreciate you. And thank you also, Bridget Stevenson, for saying the same thing. We all love you. We support you. And whether you're at Stellars or not, does not change a thing on how we feel about you, your gift, your ministry, your platform, and the air that you're going to be breathing in the upper echelon of gospel music. So do what
Yeah.
is
And let
best.
me say this. I'm only pushing you. I agree with him because I believe in you. And I think your voice and your presence needs to be heard and seen. But I totally agree, right? But I also want to say this to you. These words say, it won't always be like this, right? God knows what you need, and he comes through in the most strangest and like, dang, it took you a long time to do that. But it won't always be like this. And I was always encourage you this. You may not have won. I think you made peace with that, but I'm telling you that God protects us from things that we don't know about. And so it may seem like you're losing here or you're not winning here, but God obviously is keeping you in ways sometimes that you just don't see. Can you imagine me? Oh God, okay, we doing good. And then my aunt check out. She said, I'm done. She checks out. And I don't know how it's gonna come together. I just want to be transparent. I don't know how this is gonna come together. I know how it's gonna get here, how this is gonna think. My rent had to be paid. By the time I left Charlotte, my rent was paid. Thank you, God. I stayed at my cousin's house. I don't have to worry about that. But my rent was paid. Things were together. I didn't have to beg. I didn't have to plead. So I'm saying to you, whether you go or not is the big deal. I just want to remind you that God has not left you, right? And he's going to see you through every part of it. And so this is just a short season, right? You got to go through the storm. I saw something lady said, you can't go through something if you can't share something that you have not gone through. So you got to go through it. I know it sucks, but you got to go through it so that you can have the testimony about what God did. So God is going to do something. That's just what he does. I just want to encourage you, keep your head up, keep your light on. God's going to work it out.
Absolutely. I love it. I think it's all great. Ashlyn, girl, You got to get yourself together, because I've got some place to go. And I'm praying when you get there, you'll see everyone you know. We ain't
Oh,
talking about heaven. We
remix.
talking
Come
about
on.
wherever you're
Come
going.
on.
It's all good. Listen, I'm looking up at the clock as usual. Lord have mercy. We're not out of conversation. We're merely only out of time. Listen, this has been an amazing show. I appreciate everybody that has joined us and that has chimed in. This is what we do every week, every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, right here on Freedom Radio. We didn't get a chance to touch everything that we wanted to talk about, but I do want to mention in closing the passing of an incredible young man, background singer, I believe, for Donald Lawrence, I believe it was. His
Yep,
name was
and tries
Dante
to do.
Hall.
Yeah,
Yeah, his name is
yeah.
Dante Hall, amazing young man. I didn't know him personally, but I did know him from a distance, and a great loss to the gospel music community. But certainly our thoughts and prayers are with his family and with your families as well. I don't ever think that we just pray for people that when someone passes, but I pray for all of you all of the time, and I'm grateful for what God has done. But we're going to definitely be in prayer for that young man's family. As we get ready to go, if I was to offer a closing comment or a final thought, allow me to encourage someone by saying this: a winner, a winner is just a loser that tried one more time. Let me say it again. A winner is just a loser that
Try one
tried
more time.
one more time. Listen,
That's so
if
good.
you're trying to do something, you think you failed or you have failed at some things a couple of times, don't worry about it. If you failed a few times, don't worry about it. Get yourself up, dust yourself off, and get ready to try one more time, because I believe that there is going to be a turnaround in your one more try. Listen, on behalf of all of the people that are hanging out with us, Ashlyn Cole, Ja'Cory Proto in Hercules of California, Yolanda Morant on location in St. Louis of Missouri. My name is Demetrius Tofree here in Oakland, California. To the next time on this same Shop Talk Network at this same Shop Talk time, y'all can help me say it. I'll Icono holla.